Hey folks, it's Laura with Rain Tree Nursery. We are just past the middle of winter here in the Pacific Northwest. Everything's very gray and rainy, but I noticed the catkins on my hazelnuts have started to bloom. These are the earliest blooming things in the landscape, and when the trees are all bare like this, you really get a chance to explore the biology of this amazing nut-producing tree. It is very simple to grow. There are wild versions, and there are more productive cultivated versions. But this time of year, you get to see something you'll almost never see, which is the tiniest little female flowers on these amazing plants. So if you notice hazelnuts in your landscape, what you normally notice are the catkins. These catkins are collections of male blooms. And if you look at these catkins really closely, they look like pieces of a chenille bedspread. When they're just barely starting out, they look really tight and slim, all put together. As they start to extend, you notice that they get softer, they get more fuzzy. This one is nice and fresh and perfect for releasing its pollen. It's still got that beautiful little bit of sulfur yellow to it. And then here's an example of a dried catkin. It's given everything it had. It's kind of brown. These are wind pollinated, so that pollen will be released into the wind because it's really too cold for many flying insects to be around. And then there are the super adorable, tiny little red female flowers. And they are these amazing little clusters they look like stamens. They're a beautiful burgundy red. They're just the daintiest little things, and you won't see them until you get right up on the bush. But once you start looking for them, you can see they're everywhere. Now, hazelnuts are interesting because there are wild varieties as well as the cultivated varieties. The European varieties of hazelnut, the Corylus avellana, are the ones that we grow because the nuts are relatively large, the shells are relatively thin and easy to crack, and you get a lot of nuts on any one tree. There are wild hazelnuts that grow all over the United States. They tend to be not as productive. The nuts generally are smaller, and the shells are harder to crack, so it can be useful to pay attention to which ones you have in your landscape. And you'll know how to pay attention when you identify them with their lovely long catkins in the dead of winter. Thanks for joining us. It's Laura with Rain Tree Nursery. We'll see you next time.